I'm Silvia. I'm Italian, but I don't really know Italy.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm English, and I love this country. What a strange place, eh, Sylvia?
Greg, I really don't know how you can find places like this.
Well, you know, finding places like this is one of my passions. I brought you here because today I'm taking you to a place that is beyond time and totally unique in the world. I'm taking you to one of the oldest cities ever. Today, we're going to Matera.
Matera. It rings a bell.
Well, you've probably heard of Matera before because it's the famous city of the Sassi.
Sassy. Greg, you do know that sassy means stones?
Yes, of course I do, Sylvia.
Then what's so interesting in looking at a few stones?
Sylvia, these aren't just any stones. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Listen, Matera in 2019 was the European capital of culture, and today it's one of the trendiest tourist destinations in the world. And it's got a really ancient history. These stones, they go all the way back to Paleolithic times, you know.
On arriving in the center of Matera, we immediately find ourselves in one of its most colorful and vibrant places, the fruit market.
I've never seen those before, Sylvia. What are they?
I think they're chicories, those, Greg. But let me ask. Scusi, signorina, volevo sapere, ma che verdura è quella?
Queste sono cicorielle utilizzate a Matera come piatto tipico con il purè di fave.
Grazie. Yes, Greg. It's chicories.
Ah, but with fava beans. I have to try this, huh?
Absolutely.
Wait until you see this, Sylvia.
Greg, this is amazing. Every time you look at this, it's like looking at a different place.
Yeah, right?
Do you know, it reminds me a bit of Bethlehem.
Well, you know, in fact, many Hollywood movies will use this place as a location for the Holy Land.
From Hollywood to the Holy Land. Amazing.
Matera sits on two levels, ancient and modern. While towering cliffs look over the old, noble palaces and churches can be found in the new. We visit the Church of Purgatory, which is both austere and dark, like the theme of death that looms large inside. And yet, it also has the richness of the Baroque era to which it belongs.
Questo è il fischietto tipico di Matera, lo chiamiamo il cucù perché emette un suono bitonale di terracotta, di argilla, dipinto a mano. Era come buon auspicio per il matrimonio, per le future coppie. Era l'entrata del fidanzato a casa della futura sposa. Più era grande il cucù floreale e più era grande l'amore.
Posso provare?
Certo. Soffiate.
I'm going to hear this all day now.
It's beautiful.
And so we start to make our way down, little by little, into the ancient districts of Matera. These are the sassi, the stones that Greg told me about. It's a mesmerizing maze of houses, one on top of another, with tangled alleyways and staircases going up and down all over the place. Some of the homes have been built, whilst others have been simply carved into the rock. We are walking through a World Heritage Site. When looking up at the sky, beyond the irregular rooftops of these strange houses, I notice this protruding rock, which dominates everything, with a cross sitting on top.
So you see this church, Sylvia? This is a Rupestrian church, which means it was carved out of the rock. It's called Santa Maria dei Idris. Let's go take a look.
Let's go.
Let's do it. You know, you're taking the same path that pilgrims used to take centuries ago when they made pilgrimage to this church.
Looks like a hard work.
Come on.
Just a little effort, and look what you find. It's a jewel.
Believe me, Sylvia, I've seen Matera many, many times now. And every time, it's like the first time. It's just love at first sight. Guys, trust me. Book a ticket, take a plane, and come here and fall in love with this. You won't regret it. Go, do it now.
Santa Maria de Idris is a small shrine where women used to go and pray for rain to La Madonna dell'Acqua, Our Lady of Water. They say that out of devotion, pilgrims would enter the shrine on their knees and reach the altar by crawling with their tongues on the ground. Through a tunnel to the left of the altar, another splendid church awaits, San Giovanni in Monterrone. A little further on, we find another church that has some of the most beautiful Rupestrian frescoes painted on any of the rocks here in Matera. One in particular that catches my eye, in a style reminiscent of Byzantine art, depicts the Virgin Mary breastfeeding her son Jesus.
Welcome in Matera, my name is Paolo, and welcome in my Ferrari.
Wow!
It is a
Thank you,
Ferrari.
Paolo.
You're welcome.
Paolo's Ferrari is actually what they call an ape, which means bee in Italian. It's one of the best ways to see Matera, and it's so Italian.
And I feel like Audrey Hepburn in Roman Holiday.
Let's go, Paolo.
Let's go!
La la la
Ora noi siamo nel cuore della parte più suggestiva del centro storico, il Sasso Caveoso, e non so se vi dice nulla quella zona che abbiamo di fronte. Beh, quella è stata scelta da Mel Gibson nel film The Passion, dove lui decide di girare la crocifissione e utilizza come scenario questo scorcio del Caveoso che ricorda molto la Gerusalemme dell'anno zero.
At dusk, the old town of Matera is completely different from the morning, with the colors of the sky mixing with those of the lights, whether it's the people you pass whilst taking a walk, or the friendly charm of the shops that you enter, or the warm hospitality of the locals who greet you, or those watchful gazes of these ancient buildings. It all makes it so wonderfully romantic. A place that really speaks to your heart. And to finish the day, we try the famous local fava bean puree with wild chicory.
This is a fava beans puree with chicory, only made by wild chicory and fava beans from our little canyon named Murgia. Buon appetito!
Finally, I get to try this classic dish. Speaking of which, Sylvia, have you ever tried this before? Oh.
Greg, I've never tried this before, but it's delicious, isn't it? You know, Matera is full of these seemingly poor ingredients, but when you cook them with love, you get this wonderfully rich flavor. The next day, we venture down a path that leads into the Murgia Park of Matera and discover scenery that is of a rare beauty. It's like a passage between time, where before our eyes we see the origins of Matera, and over our shoulders we leave behind the layers of its ancient history. A bridge joins it all together, and we can't help but be completely overwhelmed by the call of this wild and magical nature.
Greg, ma non è che ci serve una guida?
Turisti? Siete turisti?
Just as we thought we were getting lost, we met Gabriele, a very nice local guy who offered to show us around. At the top of a rocky plateau, right in the middle of the canyon, we reached the Madonna degli Angeli Rupestrin Church. Three arched windows carved out of rock frame the most incredible view of Sasso Varisano, and it's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
One of the other things I love about Basilicata, you're never very far away from nature. And even if you can't always see it, you can definitely hear it. Just listen to those bells.
E questa è la crappiata, un piatto simbolo della nostra città, pieno di significati. Dentro ci trovate il grano, le cicerchie, i fagioli, le lenticchie, le fave. E questo era un piatto che non si mangiava normalmente a casa, si mangiava quando si era insieme, quindi quando c'era un'occasione di convivio, e quella per eccellenza è legata alla festa della mietitura, cioè i contadini dopo aver finito di raccogliere il grano, dovendo festeggiare, facevano la crappiata e quindi ognuno portava quello che aveva e le cucinavano in grandi pentoloni e quindi insieme, cooperando, facevano una cosa più buona di quella che normalmente si mangiava a casa. Quindi il senso è: mettiamoci insieme e facciamo una cosa più buona.
This may look like a really simple dish. You may think you're just eating beans and pulses. But it's so much more than that. You're eating a piece of culture here, a piece of history from Matera. It's just amazing.
Whilst immersed in an ancient silence, we leave behind these places of Matera's prehistory and head back to the Sassi. It's like taking a leap back in time across the Tibetan bridge that separates the national park from the ancient districts of the city. A journey leading up and down into the history of humanity, worth all the effort. Even if getting back to the hotel means we'll have to go up once more.
Don't worry, Sylvia. Our luggage has already been taken to the new hotel, right in the belly of this city of stone. Welcome to the heart of the earth.
But look at that! This is just incredible!
If you break this pani di Matera, this Matera bread in two, inside you'll find the shape of the ancient landscape of the city. And if you smell it, you know, it's almost like being in the countryside here. And when you taste it, Sylvia, you can really taste the richness of this land.
This is so fascinating, Greg.
You have to come and visit this place. Let me get you a glass. Cheers.
Also found in the bread of Matera is the experience and the passion of those who make it. In a bakery dating back to the late 19th century, we take a lesson in learning the secrets of making this bread, and even get to make a loaf with our own hands. This process begins in the early hours of the night with a mixture of wheat, semolina and sourdough. By morning, the expert hands of the bakers will have shaped the iconic bread of Matera.
Renovation work during the 1990s revealed the true nature of what lay beneath the city of Matera. It was basically like discovering another city.
Greg, where are you taking me? It looks like we're in Dante's Inferno.
Shh. Listen, Sylvia. You're about to see a cathedral.
Like a cathedral of water, the Palombaro Lungo in Matera is an underground system of just under 54,000 square feet. It was built in ancient times to collect rainwater, which, through a system of pipes, accumulated at the end of a route that started in the highest part of the city. Yet, it is walking through the Sassi that reveals the true cathedral of this city. Dedicated to its patron saints, Madonna della Bruna and Sant'Eustachio, it sits with majesty upon the highest part of ancient Matera, as if protecting it.
It's like being in a treasure trove, full of gold, ornaments, and the most beautiful frescoes. Just wow.
Excuse me. Hi. What is this?
Non capisco.
Scusi, cos'è questo oggetto strano?
È la cupa cupa, è uno strumento musicale, fa parte della nostra tradizione. Uno strumento povero, però suonandolo ti dà tantissima ricchezza.
Sarebbe bellissimo sentirvi suonare.
Stasera che fate?
This is Matera. 1 minute you're walking through a beautiful World Heritage Site and the next you're dancing in it. What a party! Great food, great wine, amazing music and lots of dancing! Come on!
Greg, I will never ever forget these days in Matera.
the beautiful places we saw, the hospitality of the people we met, and the incredible food we ate.
Do you know what Mel Gibson said the first time he came to Matera? He said, it was simply perfect. And years later, Morgan Freeman described this city as being extraordinary and magical.
And they were right. It's fantastic.
You see, it's more than just a few stones, isn't it? Like all of Italy, it's beautiful, especially the parts yet to be discovered. Which reminds me, have you ever been to...
Da metra s'avvicina, sta mano è stanco ancora s'avvalena, ci sappiamo che sta storia è vera, state lontane dalla iatta nera. Tu balla ride canta e strazzo cuore a tutte quante, tu balla son berrino di chi socchi non mi fida. Tu balla ride canta e strazzo cuore a tutte quante,